Well, now let me tell you about a strange gathering and an even stranger fellow we call Uncle Matt. It was a warm night, a rare family barbecue where kin from all directions came together. Aunts, uncles, cousins, everyone was there, crowded under the stars, ready to eat and laugh. But what happened that night wasn't the usual family tale of burnt food and old stories. No, it was a puzzle that left each of us wondering if we were going mad. It all began with some charred hot dogs. Aunt Margot, bless her, set them down like a prized dish, and my mother laughed, teasing her about the family trait of burning food. "The Jensens need to leave the cooking to us Millers," she said with a chuckle. Uncle Ken looked baffled. "What are you talking about, Liz?" "Margot and Matt are your family, not mine." The family laughed, but I felt a pang of confusion. Who was this Uncle Matt, really? A Jensen or a Miller? I voiced my question, and the family fell silent. Then Aunt June, who rarely spoke but always had an opinion, broke in. "Now wait. Matt is not my brother. He is one of you Millers, is not he?" And that is when everyone realized. No one knew for sure. My mother pulled out an old photo, seeking proof of Matt's place in our family, but there he was, nowhere to be found. Aunt Margot checked her photos too, showing a family picture without a single trace of Matt. The realization sank in. Uncle Matt, a figure we all thought we knew, had suddenly become a mystery. His place in our family tree was now as unclear as the charred hot dogs on Aunt Margot's plate. As the night wore on, the question of Uncle Matt's true family ties lingered in the air, mixing with the scent of burnt food and the soft glow of the string lights. It was a mystery that would haunt our family gatherings for years to come. Unease crept in as we fumbled through our phones looking for his contact. But each of us came up empty. Not a text, not a call, not a single digital trace. "This can't be right," Aunt Margot muttered, her voice wavering. She looked around, seeing her own dread mirrored in the rest of us. Some of us remembered Matt as a tall, bald man, while others swore he had curly red hair. By then, the kids were shuffled off to the basement, far from the nervous murmurs of the adults. We stayed up, brewing coffee and huddling around Aunt Margot's whiteboard, trying to piece together who Uncle Matt really was. Each memory clashed with the next. Matt was a prankster. Matt was quiet. Matt had a booming laugh. Matt was a family man who knew us all by heart, or perhaps he was just an acquaintance. The only thing everyone could agree on was this. Every Jensen thought Matt was a Miller, and every Miller thought he was a Jensen. It was as if he'd slipped into our lives from nowhere, a ghost on the fringes, accepted by all, claimed by none. Morning light crept through the windows, and we lay sprawled across couches, minds numb from the endless questions. I thought we'd all wake up and laugh it off like a strange dream. But then my young cousin Cass skipped in with a cheery "Uncle Matt brought us cookies last night." We froze. "What did you say, Cassie?" Uncle Andrew asked, trying to keep his voice calm. Cass looked puzzled. "He was with us last night. He brought cookies, then said he was going to see you guys upstairs." A cold silence fell. In the kitchen we found 12 mugs, 12 cups, 12 plates. All the evidence we needed to prove that Uncle Matt had in fact been among us that night. Over the next weeks, unsettling memories bubbled up, memories that felt wrong. We began to remember the stranger side of Matt, how he'd once stacked bowls for hours, given us hammers for Christmas, or even put a box of knives in my father's car. Each memory grew more bizarre, as if he'd been haunting us, slipping into our homes in the dead of night, leaving marks only we could see. Finally, we decided to go to the police, desperate for answers. But what could we say? "Officer, we're missing a man named Matt." No last name, no photo, no physical description, just a shadow who drifted in and out of our lives. The police couldn't help us. They shrugged, and after hours of frustration we left, feeling no closer to solving the mystery of Uncle Matt. It seemed he existed only in our memories, a spectral figure, both familiar and strange. Since then, he's become something of a dark family joke, a ghost we pretend to acknowledge. We still leave an extra plate at dinner, watching it out of the corners of our eyes, waiting for a chill, a flicker, a whisper of something unseen. Who is Uncle Matt? A man, a phantom, or perhaps just an echo of something we've all dreamt? I can't say. All I know is that sometimes in the middle of a family gathering I feel a presence, like a faint shadow on the edge of my mind. He lingers, always just out of reach, a question with no answer. Somehow I can't shake the feeling that he's waiting, lurking, ready to appear again when we least expect it. And though we've all agreed not to ask questions anymore, I can't help but wonder, if I dig deep enough, might I find the truth? Or will I lose myself to whatever darkness Uncle Matt brings with him? And perhaps, in that final moment, I'll understand who he really is, and who or what he's always been.